The 2016 Ramon Magsaysay Award, Vientiane Rescue. New prosperity in Laos after decades of war and political instability has fueled a tremendous increase in motorized vehicles in the capital city of Vientiane. But the lack of road safety education, loose licensing requirements, weak traffic enforcement, and poor traffic management aids have resulted in a veritable anarchy of cars, trucks, motorcycles, bicycles, and motorized tricycles. Compounded by the absence of emergency rescue services, the road fatality rate in Laos is one of the worst in Southeast Asia. In 2007, a small team of volunteers in the Foundation for Assisting Poor People in Laos started to provide a first aid service on the city's roads using a donated ambulance, but only on weekends. In 2010, Sébastien Perret, a Frenchman living in Laos and a trained paramedic and firefighter, aghast at how accident victims are left to die because of the utter lack of emergency assistance, joined the foundation as a volunteer. Shortly thereafter, Perret, Laotian Phaichi Kompathoon, and five 15-year-old volunteers decided that they needed to do more. Thus, they created Vientiane Rescue to operate a permanent 24 by 7 free ambulance service, despite the lack of equipment, sponsors, and formal training. Driven by pure humanitarianism, the volunteers, mostly students and poor Laotians, worked 20 to 30 hours a week out of temporary quarters, where the volunteers slept in shifts, often subsisting on nothing but instant noodles. Sometimes they were unable to respond to calls for help because their ambulance had run out of petrol. Supported only by small private donations, the first years were extremely difficult. The volunteers had little equipment and few medicines. They would remove and wash bloodied bandages and their only cervical collar once the victim was already in the hospital, so these could be reused for the next accident call. At one point, they even lost their only ambulance. By dint of sheer perseverance, the ragtag group of volunteers improved and professionalized its services, acquired more equipment, and expanded the range of its work. Perret produced a basic first aid manual and accessed expert paramedic training for volunteers with the help of Thai partners. Gradually, Vientiane Rescue's heroic work attracted more volunteers and some assistance from donors. Widely admired in Laos, it became a shining example of self-help, heroic service, and true compassion. Today, the Vientiane Rescue has a one-truck firefighting unit, a one-boat scuba rescue team, the country's first, a minivan converted into the country's first emergency medical service ambulance, three other ambulances, and two more base stations made from shipping containers. Its uniformed volunteers now number 162, working a 24-hour hotline that responds to 50 to 30 accidents a day. Between 2011 and 2015, the group has helped save as many as 10,000 lives. As a purely voluntary and homegrown effort, Vientiane Rescue is distinctly inspiring in the selfless dedication of the Laotian youth who have made its work possible against all odds. Tere expresses their modest spirit. Quote, "We do not make miracles every day, but sometimes we do, and that's amazing." End quote. In electing Vientiane Rescue to receive the 2016 Ramon Magsaysay Award, the Board of Trustees recognizes its heroic work in saving lives in a time and place of great need, under the most deprived of circumstances. Inspiring by their passionate humanitarianism, a similar generosity of spirit in many others.